welcome back to my channel Tutelage, a guide to learner. Here, this is Sriparna. Hope all of you are doing good. So, learners, in my previous session, we have already discussed some question answers on economics of the Karnataka State Board. You all know that why we are discussing it. So, today I want to know State Board schools is one of the most important educational institutions in every state, so we do not ignore it. Okay, so the question paper of the state board schools are not so much available in the social platform like YouTube, so that's why I took an initiative a few days ago. So this session is going to be a fourth session for PUC question discussion. So everyone liked it. Hope you all like it very much. If you have missed my previous session, so please go and check my description box and my first comment where the previous session link is already shared. So we are going to discuss some we are going to discuss first PUC question paper in the year first PUC question paper 2020, but 2020 in my last session we Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Tutelage, a guide to learner. Here, this is Sriparna. Hope all of you are doing well. So learners, in my previous session, we have already discussed some question answers on the economics of the Karnataka State Board. You all know why we are discussing it. So today I want to know state board schools are one of the most important educational institutions in every state. So we do not ignore it, but the solved question paper or the model question paper are not so much available in the social platform like YouTube. So that's why I took an initiative a few days ago. So this session is going to be a fourth session most probably for PUC question discussion. Everyone liked it. Hope you all like it very much. If you have missed my previous session, so please go and check my description box and my first comment where the previous session link is already shared. So today we are going to discuss first PUC question paper 2020. In my last session we have discussed only the very short type question answer, which is carrying basically 1 or 2 marks. But today we are focusing only short type questions. So learner, let's start the session. So move on the main slide. So here we can see the first question of this session. So the first question is mention different techniques for measuring correlation. So at first we have to know what do you mean by a correlation. So basically correlation is a process of establishing a relationship or connection between two or more things. So basically it is a process of establishing a relationship or connection between two or more things. So it indicates a relationship or connection between two or more things. Okay, so here the question is mention the different techniques for measuring correlation. So what are the different techniques for measuring the correlation, for measuring the relationship between two or more things? Okay, so here we can see there are three important techniques. First one is scatter diagrams, second one is Curl Pearson coefficient of correlation, and third one is Spearman's rank correlation theorem. Each and every theorem has different formula to measure the correlation or relationship between two or more things, but here it is not necessary to write the particular answer of these questions, so I do not share it with you. Okay, so now move on the next question. So mention the name of any four statistical tools. So the most important statistical tools are the measures of central tendency, dispersion, bar diagrams, pie chart, histogram. We have already discussed the measures of central tendency in detail, bar diagram, pie chart, histogram, but now we are discussing only the measures of dispersion. So please and so if you have missed my previous session, so please go and check. Okay. uh, so now move on the third question. Here we can see some question which answers should be in four sentences each. Okay, so the first question is, list out the important export goods of India before independence. So the important export goods of India before independence were raw silk, cotton, wool, indigo, jute, and sugar. Okay, so now going to the second one. List out the features of the poorest households. So, what are the basic characteristics or basic features of the poorest households? So, starvation and the hunger. The main features of poorest households, they obviously they don't possess any assets. So that's why they live in slums area, and sometimes they sleep in public places like railway station, bus stand, metro station, etc. In rural areas, they are landless laborers. So many do not get even two meals a day. So they lack of basic literacy and skills and have limited economic opportunities. They don't have unlimited economic opportunities. So that's why they do not get even two meals a day. Okay, and they live in slums area and sleeps in public places. So these are the basic features of the poorest households. Okay, so now move on the next question. So what are the two major sources of human capital in a country? So obviously education and health are two main sources of human capital in a country, because without education nothing is possible. So education raises the standard and quality of living of people, obviously, and it increases, education increases the productive, our productive capacity, our productivity of the workforce by enhancing their skills also, and they get money due to the increased productive capacity and productivity of the workforce. Okay, and health obviously indirectly helps in the economic development by supplying active, energetic, healthy workforce for better production. So active, energetic, healthy population are doing better production in the society. So that's why these two are the major sources of human capital in a country. So first one is education and the second one or last one is health. Okay, so now move on the next question. So the question is, how many lenders exploited the rural farmers? So money lenders and traders exploited the small, which are what type of rural farmers? Small and marginal farmers and landless laborers. So why it is happening? So traders and the money lenders basically exploited the small and marginal farmers and landless laborers by charging the very high interest rate. They are manipulating the accounts to keep them permanently in a debt trap. They are trespassing the agricultural lands by misusing their illiteracy. because illiteracy is one of the important disadvantages in that time period. Okay, because they are illiterate, so rural farmers are illiterate, and uh, money lenders and traders are basically uh, trespassing the agricultural lands by misusing their illiteracy. So now move on the fourth one. So they are making debtors into the bonded laborers. Okay, so how many lenders exploited and exploited the rural farmers? So money lenders and traders basically exploited the rural farmers. Okay, so now move on the next question. So who are not included in the labor force? Obviously, the household works is not included in the labor force. The women who carry out the household works like cooking, fetching water, fuel, wood, participating in the farm labor are generally not included in the labor force, and which is not included in the GDP also. So this is the mainly because they are not paid wages in cash or in the form of grains. Mostly there is no payment for them. So housewives the job of the housewife is not included in the labor force, and which is not included in the GDP, in the calculation of the GDP too. So now move on the next question. Which are the economic infrastructure? What are the economic infrastructure? So the economic infrastructural facilities are those which directly contribute towards the economic development. So economic infrastructure indicates a contribution towards economic development only. Okay, so now move on the next slide. So, the main economic infrastructures are the energy, transportation, communications, banking, insurance, warehouse. All are the economic infrastructures and which is directly related to the economic development. So, now move on the next question. What is the non-renewable resources, and give two examples of it. So, non-renewable resources means which get exhausted with the extraction and use. Okay. For example, mineral resources like petrol, diesel, coal, iron ore, all are the example of the non-renewable resources which get exhausted with the unlimited extraction and use. Okay, so this is not renewable. These are non renewable resources. Okay, so now move on the next slide. So these are the long answer questions. So learner, please do ready answers for this question. Okay, so we are done for the today's session. We have already discussed today different types of questions of economics according to the first PUC 2020 question paper. So I hope it will be very very helpful to everyone. So I will come again with an exciting session. So till then, stay tuned. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Tutelage, a guide to learner. You can press bell button for getting new notification from my side. Happy learning. Thank you.